Oh, I'm sorry, I'm filming this? Too bad! It's actually pretty funny, wasn't it? I grew up in Barrie. Mom, dad, sister, 4 boys. And yeah, our weekly ritual, Sunday was church day. Did that up until about age 10, 11, and then became an altar boy. One of my favorite things, I guess I'd have to say, with going to church as a child, and we had our friends from our school, our community, at a big gym auditorium that kids would run around and play. I'd have to say my least favorite thing, the sermons were quite monotone. They put you to sleep. I had an antagonistic little brother who was just actually very good at breaking up the monotony, and you didn't fall asleep with him around. He had a very infectious laugh, and we used to shake in the pew with laughter, and the parents be give you the nudge or the pinch or something to keep you back in line and listen and whatnot, pay attention. It was just a different feel to what we have at starting point. Yeah, so at age 17, I ended up leaving Barrie. A friend of mine and myself, we packed a car and off to Thunder Bay we went. We didn't actually have anything set prior to leaving, which probably wasn't the smartest thing to do as kids, but you know what, when you're 18, 17-year-old boys and you're saying, you know what, let's just drive and see where this adventure takes us. I was planning on going to school that year. We were preoccupied with other different things that we were trying to find a place to live, part-time jobs while we're going to school, transportation routes. So it really wasn't anything to do with getting away from church. It just sort of went by the wayside because there was other things we were trying to accomplish. Never really went back to it, Went back and forth travels over the next, 10 to 15 years, come back, visit family, mom, dad. At Christmas time especially, we'd go to church. It's not something you lose, it's something you always have with you in your faith. What really struck the chord, I guess, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, was with my daughter Maddie, and we happened to see in the newspaper, the Burlington Post, on the front page. And it was funny how God kind of works his way, because we just talked about this not even maybe a week to 2 weeks prior, about Maddie starting asking questions about religion and God, and maybe getting her into something to give her some kind of a guidance and give her like a path. When lo and behold, the Burlington Post has starting point Mike Hauser in the newspaper. So Tasha read it, I read it, and we haven't looked back. So it's been going to starting point ever since. And so one of the things that we really enjoy the most is getting together and seeing members of our church family. I mean, there's relationships and bonds that we've formed with so many people. And that's got to be the highlight, seeing them, and because they really enjoy seeing you too. You're cared for, you feel the caring. It's a great feeling just to see all these different people, and just the camaraderies and the bonds that you built, basically. I really enjoy to have a lot of my neighbors in my community here who really don't go to a church. Some have, they've expressed an interest and wanted to come. I want that for them. I want them to have the same experience, the same feelings of acceptance, camaraderie, and just caring. And I think they see the change in us and what it's done for us. Now, I've had a couple of people mention to me already, that they see what going to church has maybe accomplished in their lives and brought some sense of inner pieces, or just, happiness. Before going to starting point, life wasn't really good, in the sense of, not that we're in trouble, but in the sense that, we were running a business that wasn't doing well. And I think in everybody's life, when finances aren't well, that puts a lot of stress on relationships, and trying to, compensate with, part-time jobs and taking away from family time, and, feeling guilt about that. And it took a lot of toll. So I think when you look at it from a wholesome or from a religious point of view, it gives you something to consider. There's more important things than money and finances. You need that to live. But I think if you put your faith in God, which is what we've really turned to in the last couple of years, it's made a huge difference, tremendous difference. So that's all I have to say.